Hello guys, welcome to another educational video that I will be sharing today, and this one will be about the WEHRPASS. And the WEHRPASS is one of the more common items you will see and probably purchase early on when you start investing into German World War II militaria. Especially the more standard ones are relatively cheap, but of course they can be very expensive depending on units, awards, persons, etc. So the WEHRPASS is a military identification ID, and either you have the WEHRPASS, which was most of the time kept by the administrative clerks, either with a unit or behind. And the other equivalent of the WEHRPASS is the Solbuch. So you see here, that's the Solbuch. Solbuch, as you see. But the Solbuch was kept with the soldier itself. But the Solbuch will be for another video, which I will explain. So we're gonna take a deep dive into the WEHRPASS. You will notice WEHRPASS and the eagle. You see here the eagle. You have like a few variants. This one is a more early one. You see the eagle. And here is placed for a stamp. And most of the time the stamp will be for the arms. So with the Wehrmacht you have Heer, you have Luftwaffe, you have Kriegsmarine, as you see here. Will be stamped either Heer, Luftwaffe, or Kriegsmarine. And at this side, just in upper right corner here, is the first letter of the last name, and it's just for the clerk, for to put it with alphabetically. So what do we have on the first page? It starts with a VER number, nothing really important or what you can do with it research wise. Then the full name of the soldier. Then we have the number of the Kenkarte, and this is a Kenkarte. So this one, the number of it will be noted into the WEHRPASS also. Then we have here the number of the Arbeidsbuch, just the workbook, and an Arbeidsbuch is this one, you can see. And then here the number of the Erkennungsmarke, which is the dog tag. And also interestingly always is here. Most don't care about it, but if you are into research or collecting military IDs, this can be interesting, especially very early. Then it's about a signature and who signed it, because especially early war or pre-war, you'll find interesting signatures of people who during the war either became famous by important battles, gaining awards, or infamous occurrences. So it's always interesting to research who signed it. It's not going to be easy, but if you are into researching and military IDs, this is very interesting to research. So on the second page we have the photo, and it always should be stamped twice on each corner. His full name. On the other page we have, starting first, last name. Second is his pre-name of pre-names. Third is his date of birth, where he was born. Then below is his nationality. Most of the time it will say Deutsches Reich. Then his religion, his family situation, like was he single, married. Then his profession, Beruf. And then we have Eltern, his parents. And also their occupations. And if they had died, it will be noted just below. Then on the other page, we have on number 10, Schulbinu, which means how far he got into school. Then 11 is the languages he spoke. And 12 is which awards he gained while doing sports or technical things or what he received during his profession. And number 13 is the address of his parents. On the other page, we have everything when he was went into the army. So here it will say whether he was voluntary or conscripted, and this plicht here means he was conscripted, and he had to join up on this date, sign up in this date in the Wehrbezehrungscommando, and this should normally always match with this here. And he was found kriegsverwendungsfähig, which means he was all good to die for his country. Sometimes it will say that he was bedingt kriegsverwendungsfähig, which means he could be used for war, but only for certain things in war, or if he was not good enough for war, like medically or something else, it will always be noted here. Then further, page 6, we have everything again here from Reichsarbeitsdienst and when he went into active service, which will always be noted here. Then we go further. Page 8 will always also say everything again about the Reichsarbeitsdienst, which unit he was in the Reichsarbeitsdienst, when he went in and did his Vereinigung an der Führer, so taking his oath on the Führer. He's writing there in special notes like keine Waffenausbildung, that he didn't receive arms training, and he did just a small basic training because he went into active service. That's why it needed to be cut short, his training as Reichsarbeitsdienst. This is the date and he stopped here. And again here everything from the Reichsarbeitsdienst. Then further, we have always a basic entry which you will find in almost every single Wehrpass or Soulbook, was that it was exercised into espionage, contra-espionage, so that he could detect it and say everything. It was really a basic thing that every soldier had to do, so you will see it in every single military ID. Again, this when you went into active service, everything will be written here. It will always be an ersatz unit on top, in which day he joined the ersatz unit, which unit when you took the oath on the Führer will be written here. Then we go further, page 12, so always an important page, is all his units he was when he was in service, so always a date from until. And typically you would always start with an ersatz unit because there you receive your training. Then you went to another ersatz unit, and as you can see, this is Naval because he eventually served the Werfer regiment, which were equipped with naval Werfers. And sometimes it's left open. Most of the time, when before May 1945, it's an until date. That means something really bad happened, like he was killed in action or severely wounded, so he had to go out of service, etc. Then a little bit further, I will always only show the most important pages and not go through every single page, because most of the time the most of them will just be empty, so or non-important information. But on page 20 we will see in which weaponry he was trained. So in this case he was trained with the standard Mauser. Then further we have it's written in which how do you say in English. So on page 20 we see that he was trained in a Mauser. Most of the time you will see much more. Then on page 21 we will see entries like trainings, or did he follow an NCO course? Which was his role in the unit? Like in this case, he was a Fernsprecher, so telephone and such. Sometimes you also see here badges entered, but typically awards will not be written here. So a page further, page 22, we will see everything from Beförderungen und Ernennungen. So all these promotions and special titles will all be entered here. The date of his promotion or the start of the effective from. It means also, so it could be that he was promoted to lieutenant on 1st of June, but it was effective from a month before. That has to do with salary and such. So then on page 23, typically it will be just a continuation of all the promotions here, but in this case they added another line of Orden und Ehrenzeichen, so all awards and decorations. So here it was written that he also earned a Krim Shield. Then below, where typically awards will be entered, is here, and he received like a Romanian award and also the Osmedai. And in another video that I uploaded, I will give all basic information from the Osmedai, so also check that out. So also page 23 is an important page, so remember that. A page further, typically everything when it was released from the service will be entered here. So you will also want to check every time page 24. You see page 26 are just like important entries that should have been made, like this one is from a doctor. But typically no important information for us will be entered here. Then we just go a little bit further. Page 32 and 33, where all these participations in battles will be entered. Most of the time will be handwritten, but also pasted, and I like it. It's much more easier to read than all the Sutherland. So in this case you will see like a sketchbook with different stickers, but I like it. So this is where everything the soldier took part in. Then page 34, which is also a very important page, is where everything will be entered regarding wounds or his death. Like in this case, it's entered gefallen am, so that he was killed in action on, and then the date and the place where he was killed. Sometimes also the place of burial will be entered here. So you will always want to check page 34 as well. Then next page is 38, so also always check 38 because it's another place where awards will be entered. And then sometimes just for information regarding the soldier itself, like his sizes and blood group, can be found on page 46. These are the most important pages you always want to check when you bought or are buying a WEHRPASS. And just to show off, if you ever see this one is from after the war. So if you ever see this one is from after the war. Well guys, I hope you liked it.